Today, we're going to be telling spooky stories around the campfire. This is probably coming well after Halloween, but I don't care. We're going to pick a random name out of the hat. Completely random, by the way. It's Nadway.
Are you guys about to be shivering in your timbers after my story?
The story might scares Nadway. Nadway's just a little kid.
Are you saying his own story is going to scare himself?
Yeah, dude. He's not gonna get to sleep.
All right, don't scare yourself, Nadway.
This story takes place when I was in Lebanon, all right? I was around 10.
What is that?
What is that, the country?
Lebanon? Isn't that like a food or something?
That's what I was going to say.
And then since my grandparents lived there, I went to go stay with them, right? So it was like 1 a.m. Everyone's sleeping, right? But not me. All right, I want some ice cream. So I go and steal $1 from my mom while she's sleeping, all right?
You're gonna go get ice cream in the streets for like $1 at 1 a.m.?
Yeah, bro. There's a corner store right there. It's Lebanon. You know, everyone's friendly with each other. I go down alone. All right, my mind was focused on that ice cream. All right, I needed it. I didn't care.
You remember the
I needed
flavor?
that goddamn ice cream.
Why didn't you just DoorDash the ice cream?
All right, I went down to the corner store to go get my ice cream. I got it. Goal 1 complete. I was feeling like the man, all right? Just barely escaped, but I had to
Barely escape.
Yeah, Mimi. All right, this is Lebanon, all right? There's kitty cats on the street I gotta be careful for.
He also
all
makes
right?
sure to not poopy his diaper in the middle of the street. That'd be bad.
He's got his ice cream. Check.
Now I just gotta make it back alive. So I go back to the entrance, you know, of the apartment. You know, it's really pitch black because the light shut off for the stairs. It's
Drink a
black.
night vision
On the
potion. Come on,
stairs.
Nadway.
Yeah, what are you doing now? Are you playing
Leave me
Minecraft?
alone.
mean,
I
the
played
corner store
Xbox
doesn't-
Minecraft.
Or doesn't sell
Ew.
night vision
He
potion?
plays Microsoft Minecraft.
So I couldn't muster up the strength to go up the stairs because it was pitch black. I'm like,
Maybe
"Alright,
I
I'll go
don't
down
think it was
bit."
a strength. I think you just weren't like tall enough as the stairs. Struggling to go up.
Mimi, who are you, bro? Who are you, bro?
What do you mean? I am like standing right here. I'm watching this story. Okay, go on. I'm watching you struggle to go up the stairs.
So I go inside the elevator. It's small, cramped, and only has one light. All right, it's not your average elevator. Exactly. All right, I go and press the button. And while I was going up, I'm enjoying my ice cream. All right, it was golden. But the thing's off, bro. Oh my gosh. Fear kicks in my mind.
Five Nights at Freddy's theme starts playing.
I'm in this small, cramped elevator that is pitch black. All right, I'm pitch black in this elevator. I cannot even see my own ice cream. I was freaking
That's what you're
out.
caring about? Ice cream? You're literally about like locked in an elevator.
Maybe this is my only form of entertainment is the ice cream. Okay, it's 1 a.m. and I'm stuck in there alone. I didn't have a phone and I had to be stuck there until the power turns back on. And it can take up to hours.
I just realized you're getting ice cream at 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Crazy?
Yes.
You're not gonna be able to go to sleep now. You're like 10 years
Man,
old.
Listen, I was a quirky kid. What can I say about it?
I'm so quirky.
There's gonna be a giant nerd emoji on you.
All right, I'm scared out of my mind, right? And I was stuck in there for 20 minutes, all right? And my ice cream melted. I couldn't even eat it.
No.
How do you melt your? You could literally just eat it's in front of your face, even if it's dark. What's so hard about eating ice cream?
I'm freaking out. I won't even tell you how hot it was in there. It was so
You have
hot in
ice
there.
cream though.
Melted ice cream.
Mimi, go sit on the other side of the campfire. All right?
No, I'm not
you
sitting on the game. I'm bringing logic and reasoning.
Go sit on the
What
other side of
if
the
you just
campfire.
needed to calculate the Pythagorean theorem of the ice cream?
overthinking this.
Go on with your
Mimi,
stupid
you
story.
literally do not even wear deodorant. Get away from them.
What?
All right, continue, Nadway.
That's the end of my story, though.
That was a scary story.
I told you. I told you.
What?
Dude, imagine how you feel. You're cramped in the elevator, pitch
You
black.
there was,
didn't
like,
care about the
minutes.
elevator. You cared about the ice cream. Oh,
Wait.
Yeah.
How did you get out of the elevator?
Nadway, did you even get out? Are you still in there?
Still in there.
4 out of 10 on the scary scale.
What do you mean?
That was supposed to be scary. I told you.
Mimi, your
Just-
face
Oh
is scary,
wow!
bro.
Big
Shut up.
talk
What do you
from
mean?
God. Let's pick another random name out of the hat.
Yeah. Pick someone who's actually suffered, like
is
me.
this guy a jar of peanut butter? What is he
What
talking
is
about?
that?
The next person to tell their spooky story is TBH Honest.
I think these guys should go.
All right, baby, you go.
Oh, yes. Is it my turn?
Yeah, it's your turn.
So my story happens all the way
Oh, I
in
don't care.
Halloween. In Halloween 2012, when I was just a 10-year-old little boy, there was something called Hurricane Sandy happening. Okay.
Ooh, I remember that
And
one.
I
SpongeBob?
was near the danger zone.
SpongeBob?
Yeah, like, wait, no. Wait, what? So I was near the danger zone, right? I stepped outside and I saw 100 miles per hour winds going by, okay? People drowning in water, screaming for help, sharks swimming in the street.
How can you
What?
see the speed of wind?
Are you sure someone wasn't just blowing on your face?
I didn't care of seeing stuff, right? You want to know why?
Why?
Because it was Halloween and I wanted to go trick-or-treating.
In a hurricane?
That's besides the point.
What do you mean? That's a horrible idea.
Shut up. Okay,
What
so
about that shark?
I stepped outside, right? I was dressed up as Spider-Man. I was like Punjabi Spider-Man, right? And I had like a cute little pumpkin bucket. I already planned this out for like 2 months in advance. It was all perfectly calculated so that I can get the most amount of candy, more than all the other kids. I started walking down the street, right? I was doing the shava shava, and I noticed 5 minutes later, for some weird, unknown reason, right? There were no kids on the street.
Oh, maybe it's because there's a hurricane.
That's besides the point. Okay, it was literally just me, right, down the street. I was like, oh, you know, maybe the shark ate the kids or something. I was like, okay, whatever, you know, more candy for me. I got to the first house, you know, the guy had the whole house spooked out. It was like all these decorations and everything. I knocked on the door and I said, trick or treat. No one freaking opened the door.
Because their house is flooded.
That's besides the point. I looked at the side of the door, the window. This guy was looking outside. He was looking at me from the window, dressed up as a vampire. There was no freaking excuse. There was no freaking excuse for him to not open the door.
Like,
Okay?
I'm looking at this kid like, what an idiot. Got Halloweening through a goddamn...
I was dressed up as Spider-Man.
Listen, wait, Mimi, you knocked on the door and said trick or treat without the guy opening.
Yeah.
What?
But you don't do that?
You preemptively trick-or-treated?
Yeah, I was speed running. I was like, you know, they just open the door, drop the candy. I'm like, I'm out. Next door, candy, out. I'm not waiting for them to, yo, nice outfit, kid. I just want my candy. The guy was dressed up as a vampire, didn't open the freaking door, right? So I'm just like there, like, open the freaking door. I started banging on the door. I'm like, give me my goddamn candy. He didn't open the door, right? Until 5 minutes later, he finally opened the door, right? And I was staying there because this guy's rich. I know he had candy.
What a bad
Big candy.
speedrunner. Waited at a door for 5 minutes.
Shut up. He had the most amount of candy for sure. So he opened the door, super depressed, and uttered 3 words. You wanna know what the words were?
Not really.
Glob jamming.
That's 2 words. He said subscribe. No, wait. He said Halloween is canceled and shut the door on my face. I went to all the other doors, knocking on every single one, and they all opened the door and said Halloween was canceled because of the hurricane. Can you believe that?
How was that scary?
There's still a hurricane.
What is the story that I entered to?
When did you get here?
He just followed us?
Why is Juicy smaller than Nadway?
What is that supposed to mean?
Stop standing over there and come near the campfire.
I'm coming,
Not
okay?
Mimi's
You guys
side, though.
invite me and I'm
Come
just
to my side. Come
No,
to my
don't go to
side.
Mimi's
Okay.
side.
You guys do
I
go
always
to
say
Big
happy
God's side. You guys can
I-
sit together.
Oh, yeah, you
come
don't brush
to
your
me, come
teeth.
to
I
me.
forgot.
This he sits next to me. Anyways, that was my spooky, scary story.
There was
That
nothing
was
scary
terrible.
about that.
No,
There was no
terrible.
candy. There was no freaking candy.
Literally a hurricane going on, and your story sucks, okay? You're like, oh my god, I can't get candy, and you're making fun of Nadway.
That's
your
just-
ice cream out there?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but he had no conclusion. My conclusion was that I was depressed and I
I
turned
was
out this
stuck
way.
in an elevator. What do you mean?
All
I'm
right.
still in here to
This is
this
confusing.
day.
Wow, this,
Alright.
this is awful. This is awful.
Someone give me some
Yeah,
marshmallows.
well, why don't you tell your story, huh? Why don't you tell?
Meme God, I rate your scary story 0 out of 10.
What do you mean that's scarier
You
than
shouldn't
freaking Nadway?
even be
No,
celebrating
it is
Halloween
not.
during a
I was
freaking
dressed up
hurricane.
as Punjabi Spider-Man doing the shava shava, right? No candy. Can you believe that?
Just go to the dollar store and get one.
All right, now it's time to hear an actual scary story. Random name out of the hat.
Is it gonna be me?
No, Ali.
I have a real scary story.
I hope so because I.
What do you
I
mean you hope so?
Me,
This hand is effing really high. You
Peer
better
pressure.
be careful.
This is either gonna make or destroy my Halloween.
Or make or destroy the retention.
So, I was at my friend's house for a sleepover.
No coughing.
Okay.
I wouldn't even know coughing. I'm sick.
Shut up.
I'm sitting right next to you, Mimi. You better not give me your virus.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, I was at my friend's house for a sleepover, and at one point, she went downstairs to get some snacks. And while she was gone, I was just sitting there, like, on my really poopy school laptop, and I was really edgy.
About this.
Kid.
What's so scary about this? Sorry. Wait, what?
I'm not done. I was really edgy as a kid, so I was on Tumblr, like looking at dark, edgy stuff.
Tumblr.
Yeah,
How old are you?
Tumblr.
God, she's like 35. How do you not know this?
So I was like looking at dark, edgy stuff, like true crime documentaries and stuff, and I had on all the lights, like, because I was scared of the dark. I
Are
still
you
am.
edgy but scared of the dark? That doesn't make any sense.
I'm still scared of the dark.
Woman, am I right?
No. No,
You
that's
call
not
that
it.
scary?
No, it's not it. It's not it. It's not
I
it.
won! I win!
Hey, baby,
No.
you do
no.
not have the talking pillow.
Talking
fine.
pillow, not
I don't know. I just watched Breaking Bad with Juicy. Okay, so they have this
What does that
talking
have
pillow.
anything to do with anything?
It has everything to do with everything.
It gives you the priorities to speak.
Mhm.
You can't say anything, Mimi. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you don't have it either.
Juicy, I
Oh,
can literally
wait,
just
yeah,
throw
okay.
you into the bush and no one would notice. You're so tiny.
Why are you saying he's tiny?
Because I want him to be tiny in the animation.
Why am I gonna be
I don't
tiny?
know,
No, I'm
just
gonna
you're
be bigger
taller
than
than
you
Meme
now.
God now. Just you're taller
Yeah,
than
I'm
Meme
taller
God.
than you, Mimi.
While I was watching a clip, I know of like true crime documentaries. I was watching a clip, and I noticed from the corner of my eye, it looked like a pale, light gray hand reach up on the bed and grab it, and then pull the blanket and disappear back under the bed. At first, I thought I was like seeing things. But then it happened. It happened again. But then the blanket moved. Like, I swear, I felt it like move from under me. So I looked under the bed because I thought it was my friend just messing with me. But there was like wait, what's this? Anyway, there was like nothing there. So I kept looking at like weird edgy stuff, and then it happened a third time, and then I like ran downstairs and I found my friend in the kitchen, and I asked her if she was like messing with me, and she seemed like really confused. So I told her everything that happened, and she was like, that's really creepy because somebody in the next house died while being trapped under a bed.
Died? Why didn't she move? I would have
Oh,
left
no.
that area immediately.
But did you get candy?
Shut up, you guys. Get it.
Did you get candy?
Wait, why did someone die?
So is that it?
That's
Someone
it.
died.
That was it.
This is so disappointing.
Did you
Kinda
know if
edgy,
it was
right?
real or
That was not scary.
I
It's
saw
kinda
a
edgy.
gray hand. Someone died next door. That's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
What if it's just like an innocent person hiding for their life? Like, save me. Don't call the cops.
I'm gonna have to rate that a 2 out of 10 on the scary scale.
Why are you the one rating, huh?
Nice.
Why are you rating?
Still scarier than Meme God's Halloween story, but not as scary as being alone in an elevator.
Yeah,
That
on
is
top,
pretty
baby.
The next person to tell their story is gonna be Muffin Juice.
What?
God,
Never
God.
me.
Hello?
Hello, you better have a good scary story.
This is the realest story you'll ever hear in your life, and the scariest story you'll ever hear in your life. Guys, this is real. This happened. Okay. Guys, I was shopping at Costco. I was getting tortellini.
Oh my god!
I was shopping at Costco, getting tortellini or something, when I saw this tall, shiny, bald head down the dog food aisle. I was like, holy crap, that guy's bald. This is the scary part. I said that out loud. I heard stomping. The ground was shaking. I was literally pooping my pants. And then I see him. It's Dwayne. It's Dwayne!
Dwayne,
I was pooping even more. I was pooping. This is real, guys. Okay, Dwayne, he grabbed me by like the neck, and he's like, "Can I get a photo with you?" I was like, "Bro, what?" My pants soaked. I was like, "Okay." So I'm gonna send the photo. This is real, guys. Here, this is the photo. This is the photo.
One more time. Is it? Did you say it was real? Oh yeah, definitely real. Yeah.
Look at this.
Oh my god, that is so
Now the scary thing. Okay, the
Looks
scary
like
thing is I'm actually taller than Dwayne Johnson.
That's
That is
pretty
pretty
crazy.
That's your scary
That's pretty
story?
crazy.
Meeting
Yeah,
Dwayne The Rock?
Dude, I thought he was gonna kill me. I thought he was gonna kill me.
All right, we're gonna have to give that a 10 out of 10 on the
Yes!
scary scale.
Yes!
That was horrifying. I don't know if
Better
you
than
can
me,
top that,
gods.
TBH, because you're going next.
You guys want to hear a real scary story? Okay, does nightmares actually count for a scary story? Okay.
No.
Okay. Shut up, Allie. No one asked. Okay. Nothing about goddamn ice cream. Not about candy. Not about The Rock. Okay.
What?
I don't care about any of them. Meme God, stay on your side of the bench. I don't care. Okay.
What?
This is my time. Okay. One day. Okay. I was like 8 years old. Okay. And I went to like a Macy's, and I saw a bear mannequin for the first time. And ever since I saw that mannequin that day, it just freaked me out. I don't know what it was about a mannequin. It was just lifeless human body. I didn't
it alive?
like it at all.
When
Oh,
it
no,
wasn't
it-
lifeless.
Listen, all I know is it was a plastic human completely naked. I like the man version better, okay? And it was awful.
Amen.
I hated the way it looked. You know, amen. That's what I'm saying. Right? Something about it just freaked me out so much, okay? So that night, I was going to sleep, and I made sure every light was on. Flicked the main light, the lamp light. I even turned on my phone and never let it turn off with the flashlight blazing my eyeballs. Okay, I did not like the dark that night. Okay, I didn't like it. Okay, so eventually I was able to actually go to sleep, and I had a dream that I was in my living room and there was 6 mannequins around me just doing normal human activities. You know, one of them was just sitting on the couch, you know, chilling, watching TV. The other one was laying down, chilling with the other one. The other one was watching popcorn, etc., etc. Whilst I was in a very small couch by myself and just was frozen. I couldn't move at all. But even if I tried, listen, Nadway, it gets worse than that. Okay, even if I tried to make the smallest movements, in my dream, all the mannequins would just snap their necks towards me. Okay.
What?
You know how terrifying that is? Lifeless humans. They don't even have eyes. How do they know where I am?
This
I
is
don't
like
like it.
Doctor Who episode.
Lift up your armpit. Your armpit odor just travels
What?
to their
I'm not like
nose.
Meme God. I use deodorant.
I don't need deodorant because I have can't. What do you mean?
He's going to even expose himself.
No, this is why I'm sitting on this side with all these girls.
What? You're sitting next to
Still
me.
no
What do you
one's
mean?
there.
Wait, Mr. Animator,
Did you take your schizo pills?
No, I think he built the girls out of trees. Yeah.
that's so funny. Finish your story.
Yeah,
So in my dream, I was trying to break free from these mannequins for like in dream minutes, 30 minutes, okay? Not the dream
What?
YouTuber in my mind
Dream?
minutes. No, not dream, okay? My brain
Sounds
has like
like a
a
YouTube
timer
video.
on it, okay? Listen, no, this is real, okay? Like Muffin's story, it's completely real. Not
Yeah,
fake,
mine
not
is really real.
So every time I tried to break away from these mannequins, they would just start coming closer and closer to the point where I was even trying to jump out the window, but they would just lock me in this couch and just hold me, right? So I was being locked up like arm manhandled by these mannequins. So I couldn't get out in any single way. Eventually, though, I managed to escape their grasp and start running away, and I had an army of mannequins just chasing me down my house. And eventually, they ended up catching me and ripping me in half.
What?
Oh my
That's
God.
brutal. What the?
How can you say that and
So
you just
funny.
start laughing?
Hey, I woke up, okay? It was not a very good night, but, you know, I'm not scared of mannequins anymore, so that's good.
Wow, that was supposed to be scary.
Scarier than your candy.
TBH, I'm gonna have to rate that 7 out of 10 on the
Yeah.
scary
What?
scale.
Yeah.
How?
Mine's better.
Yeah.
Doesn't beat the Rock story, but definitely beats Halloween Candy.
Of course,
and-
of course.
You guys are just privileged.
That was pretty scary, actually. You literally got ripped in half.
I'm
Yeah,
so
it was
confused.
just- you know
Who
what?
invited
Get
you
out of
here,
my-
Juicy?
Get out of my side, Juicy.
I
Don't go
How
on the
did
other
you
side.
even
The
know that we were
forest.
telling spooky stories today?
I
you think,
snuck
Juicy?
through the forest and I
smells.
saw a campfire lighting up. So I
Follow
searched
me,
and I,
smell.
with my katana, I hit the bushes and I saw you guys in a distance.
Why
I
do you have a
snuck in the
katana?
campfire.
Wait.
What the?
Juicy, can you
Yeah.
say water bottle?
Why? Water bottle.
Ah, yeah!
Get out of my side.
What do you mean?
Now it's time to tell another scary story, and it's gonna be me. This actually happened to me, all right? This is gonna be like even scarier than getting your socks wet. So this spooky story happened to me in my own house. Well, in my parents' house. I was just a child, no concept of life, still eating sand, normal kid things. I was spending my Thursday afternoon doing homework like a good boy when my parents told me they were going out for dinner, and they told me that grandma was gonna watch over me and I shouldn't do anything crazy. Why would they think I would do anything crazy? Like, do they think I'm like a bad son or something? I'm not gonna do anything.
yes.
Every child does something crazy.
As I was thinking this, I was already sneaking behind my sleeping grandma so I could get the stash of cookies in the pantry.
What's a pantry?
You don't know what a
Well,
Is it like-
where you store food?
Oh, I actually don't know
That's
what
a
that is.
fridge.
Dry.
It's a
fridge.
closet.
That's
Where
like
do
a
you store
container.
your
It's called the
food?
pantry.
He's making up words, everyone. This isn't
Pantry.
real.
Shut up, European person.
Yeah.
I was being ever so quiet, but I guess my dummy loud cheeks were just a little bit too loud because grandma, she was waiting right behind me. As I was about to grab the cookies, she swiped me without a word, and I thought I was just gonna get spanked. It was over. And she doesn't speak English, so I didn't even know if she was gonna say anything.
I don't know, man. Win-win. Cookies and a spanking. I like it.
But no, it wasn't a spanking. It was actually way worse. She started tickling me. It was horrible, all right? The horror. Full bottle tickling from the chest all the way to my feet. It
Damn,
was
Grandma.
the worst. I was screaming with a mix of laughing, crying. It was just like all the emotions happening at once. It was
It's horrible.
the worst. I hate
Wait, did you get the cookie though?
So you're ticklish? Nice, noted.
Honestly, I'm surprised that tickling isn't like some sort of torture method used to get information from government spies. It's horrible. But she went on for about 30 minutes when she finally got
30
tired.
minutes.
30 minutes of tickling. I was basically dead on the couch at this point. You would think that this is the horror part of the story, but no, this is just the start. I learned my lesson. I wasn't going for the cookies anymore, but that didn't stop Grandma. Every day for the whole next week, she tickled me. No matter how loud I screamed or cried, it happened every day.
That's not normal.
It's
That's not normal.
How
There
old were
was-
you? 10?
Everything happened when we were 10, supposedly. There was only one place left for me to hide, all right? It was my room, or at least I thought. It was the dead of night. I was sleeping like a log. For some reason, I started to hear my door handle wiggle. I thought it was my cat, so I ignored it.
No.
But then it went from wiggle noises to opening door noises.
Cats can't open a door.
I panicked. I sheltered myself underneath the blanket of solitude. I was sweating. I heard my own heartbeat, but I felt safe. From the shadows outside my blanket, I saw two giant arms raise up. I thought I was gonna die, but it was worse than death. It was Grandma. She started tickling me at the dead of night. I was screaming, crying, everything. Grandma was recording some sort of 3 a.m. YouTube prank challenge, all right?
No, it's
This
a
didn't go on
Facebook
for
troll.
30 minutes. This went out for hours. Hours of tickling. Eventually, I just
Hours?
passed out.
Me personally, I wouldn't take that.
Dude, this
I think
grandma
you were
is
a
lethal.
victim.
You would think this is what was so scary about it, but no.
What?
Eventually, I had the courage to tell my parents that Grandma was going too far. I couldn't handle the tickling anymore. They looked at me with strange eyes, and they started laughing. I asked what was so funny.
They laughed at you?
They said Grandma left a couple days ago.
What?
What do you mean, girl? Who the hell was tickling you?
I don't know.
Sorry, my bad. That was me.
Grandma getting views from Facebook.
And that is going to wrap up our spooky stories for today.
I would rate that like a 1 out of 10.
If you guys like this and you want to see more, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. And make sure to check out my friends' channels, all linked down below.